1-yard line. Aaron Bailey just couldn't find the handle.
And oh, is he lucky. Oh, is he lucky that Pollard was heads up making the play for him.
Marcus Pollard pounced on it. It seemed to be on the turf forever.
Well, this is one he should have let go. He can't get to it, so he sort of one-hands it. Now he's trying to pick it up, and he kicks it around. This looks like something that's in a blooper film.
And will be.
I think he just made his first movie. Hank Coolman, the special teams coach, can't be pleased with that one.
The Colts have started at their own 20, their own 15, and their own 13. This is a team with all their injuries that needs to control field position, and they haven't done it. Falk on the draw. Marshall Falk. Vincent dumps him at the 28-yard line. Troy Vincent made the tackle. I tell you what, that may have looked like a good run. That's still not anywhere near what Marshall Falk did.
But Mike, he shows great patience. That's the first thing he does. He stays behind Mandrich, gets inside now. Now he turns that speed on. They can't catch him. Good blocks by the wide receiver. Remember, it is his right big toe, and that was the plant foot as he made the turn. I would say from that indication, Marshall Falk has just gained back some confidence in his ability to run the football.
Led the nation in rushing twice out of 3 years at San Diego State. Justin, the quick out to Falk, trying to set up a flanker screen. Dancing around and can't get anything out of it. Nice defense by the Eagles. James Willis, the first over there to make the tackle. Coming into this game, Marshall Falk had gained 390 yards this year. He had 3 games in college that rivaled that entire total. 386 against Pacific, 300 against Hawaii, 299 against Brigham Young. That's just a remarkable athlete, a remarkable running back.
And he's big, Mike. He's not a slight guy. He's a big guy.
You hear people talk about a 4th gear. He's got 5th. Justin with a lot of time to throw. Guns it complete to Harrison. This kid can fly. Marvin Harrison to the Eagle 48-yard line. A gain of 24. Paul Justin has a gun, doesn't he?
He has a gun, but it starts up front, Mike. What great protection up by the guys, the guards in the center. Loudermilk, Leuenberg, and Waddell. Great job by the center and 2 guards, giving him a chance to pump it. And boy, when he did he fire it.
Got that semi-sidearm delivery, but as you mentioned about Detmer, form doesn't count. It's results. End of the first, 7-3, Colts. 7-3, Colts over the Eagles in a huge game for both teams with major playoff implications riding here. The comparison between Ricky Watters and Marshall Falk. 2 rushes, 6 yards for Waters. Falk with the big edges. He's already run for 33 yards and has a touchdown. The report on Ricky Watters, a slight concussion. He is expected to return. I said I would be surprised if he came back. I've been surprised before.
I'll tell you, he is one tough guy. I'll guarantee you that was the word from Ricky more than the Eagle bench.
Oh, I don't doubt his willingness to come back in the game. Gross to Cinda setback. And Clip Gross, the fullback, will get the carry. Full slate of college basketball Saturday on ESPN, beginning at 12:30 from the ACC as Wake Forest battles NC State. Then at 7, the border war between Indiana and Kentucky. And at 9 p.m., the Arkansas Razorbacks take on the Ole Miss Rebels. But Indiana looks tough. Vince Workman has come into the ballgame. He's number 46 for Indianapolis. And the pass intended for Harrison is wide.
Well, and Paul, you see Paul Justin walking towards him. And anytime a quarterback walks towards a receiver, and this is like classic Dan Marino. Danny does this a lot. When somebody does something, he's going to him. He wanted to walk over to him and say, look, you got to work outside. That's where I expect you to be. And all receivers ever do. Nobody ever answers you. They just sort of shake their heads. They don't answer.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. Indianapolis just outside the Eagle 45. And Justin is going to have to use a timeout as he looked up at the play clock, which had gone down to 3. Timeout on the field, 7-3 Colts. The underdog Indianapolis Colts with a 7-3 lead over the Philadelphia Eagles. 14:20 to go first half. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Mark Malone, our entire crew with you. Jeff Lurie, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, looking on. 3rd and 8. Blitz. Justin throws complete. Stabline with a catch, and he is body slammed by the rookie Brian Dawkins. Ouch.
Again, Mike, you don't get to throw those passes unless you get protection. Jason Matthews, who's a natural right tackle, is playing the left tackle side, is up against Mike Mamula. What he basically does is just lay his body on him and lock into him. Mamula's got to get his hands off. Good job by Stabline. Look at that. I mean, his momentum carried him 4 yards.
Dawkins is going to be a star, according to Ray Rhodes. Took over the starting job in the 3rd game. Falk on the draw. Beautiful spin move, gets him down to the 30, and you can tell he is better than he was earlier in the year. He couldn't have made that move a month ago.
The other thing is, Mike, is he's running left. He gets to pirouette on his left toe. He's going to be coming towards us here. Watch this move. The left foot's going to be the pirouette toe. See it? The little spinner right there. That's what allows him to pick up the 5 yards. I think that toe's feeling a little better as every quarter goes on.
2nd and 4 for the Colts. Ball swarmed at the 30, dove forward to the 29. Michael Zordich was there. Ray Farmer, the rookie out of Duke, also there.
Lindy and Fonnie's offense, Mike, is not that dissimilar from the Eagles. Both offenses like to use 5 receivers out. I'm sure he'll put a lot of people out into this pattern on 3rd and 4. Both quarterbacks can be found very easily. They're not going to scramble and run around. Of course, without Jim Harbaugh here in this offense, you don't have that running aspect, but you still have the ability to pick up to 3-4 yards if you make a quick read.
An impressive drive by this club. They've taken almost 5 minutes off the clock on nearly 60 yards so far, trying to add to their lead. 3rd and 4. Justin in the flat to Falk, shakes a tackle. First down. That is all Marshall Falk.
Lindy and Fonnie features him so much as a part of this offense. He wants to get him the ball 45 to 50% any way he can, running or catching. This is just an excellent catch first. Now comes the move from Dawkins. Let Dawkins use his momentum. Gives you an idea how strong Marshall Falk is, too.
Did you see he came to the sideline and Lindy and Fonnie is standing there, just pointed back to the field? Get back there.
No, Marshall.
And Troy Vincent is hurt for the Eagles. Came up slowly. Tremendous free agent acquisition getting him out of Miami.
I thought that Troy Vincent's addition to the Eagles secondary is what could put them over the hump and contend for a title. Now they've got 2 excellent corners in Bobby Taylor and Troy Vincent.
2 guys who can be physical, who can play man-to-man coverage. I mean, they've got all the weapons, but right now Vincent came up limping.
He gets it watch from the right side of the screen. That's number 23 coming in. He gets that knee up in the air and just gets it knocked around.
Vincent comes out. That'll bring Don Griffin in to play his position at that corner. Such a big game for both these clubs. The Eagles tied for first in the NFC East. And the Indianapolis Colts, one of 3 teams with 7-6 records in the AFC, and only one of those 3 is going to get in. There are some other teams behind them, but they're going to have to run the table to have any kind of a chance.
You know, that big win against Buffalo last week means nothing unless they can do something tonight. And that's really where you are at this stage of the season for everybody.
And they're doing it so far. 1st and 10. Falk dives to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Mike, there's a case where people talk about Mike Mamula just as a pass rusher. This is a terrific job of taking a hard inside and blowing up Marshall before he ever gets a chance to get going. He just comes off the ball, hard inside, makes a terrific play.
Coming into this game, Joe, he had 59 tackles. That's number one on a defensive line that includes Rhett Hall and William Fuller. The kid can play the run.
Oh, yeah.
He is undersized at 252. Flag is down. Justin throws for the end zone, knocked away. And Harrison actually turned into a defender that time and knocked it away from Bobby Taylor.
Going to call tripping.
Hollis Thomas was applying the pressure on Paul Justin.
Offensive linemen wind up with tripping penalties when they don't have necessarily good, quick feet. You just can't get them out there. You just throw out something.
We have a tripping foul. Number 64 for the offense. 10 yards. Repeat, second down.
They had declined the penalty. That's Doug Weidel.
Doug Waddell is right there. Now, keep an eye on the feet, because that's where they call the tripping. Watch his left foot. There's his left foot. Oh, that's a bad call,
Yeah,
Mike.
it sure is.
I take back what I said. I apologize to all offensive linemen publicly. That's a bad call.
He's blocking his man. He has no control over anybody else.
He doesn't know if somebody's rushing from somewhere. That's horrible.
Or could care less.
That's horrible.
Second and 21 as they get the down over. Justin to Dawkins. Sean Dawkins tackled by 3-4 Eagles. Short of the 20, Bobby Taylor led the charge.
We talked about Ty Detmer's ability to run Philadelphia's offense and pick out people quickly. In this case, Paul Justin realizes it's second and 20. Why try and go for it all? Let me just take a part of it. Lindy gives him a pass that he can complete, get off in rhythm, does a good job of reading the defense and picking up now what can be a makeable third down, 3rd and 9.
Lindy Infante was running this offense before anybody ever came up with the West Coast offense.
He really is. He's truly a genius when it comes to offensive people, particularly teaching quarterbacks how to play the position.
3rd and 9. And they'll whistle the play dead. Boy, Justin's got an arm. That baby got there in a hurry.
And Harrison's got the hand.
Snap. Ball start. Number 67 of the offense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
Jason Matthews, the left tackle, he doesn't like the call either.
It's a position that he still is having to learn. He's a natural right tackle, but you see him try and get the jump because he realized Mamula has such great outside speed.
It's only his 3rd game at left tackle. He's out of Texas A&M, 3rd-round draft choice in '94.
You might say, well, why don't you just look at the ball? No, he can't be peeking there if Mamula's outside.
No, he's cocked away from the ball, too. 3rd and 14 now. Justin to Bailey. Bailey dives to the 12. That's going to be very close to a 1st down. Credit Aaron Bailey with knowing exactly where the sticks were and fighting for that yardage.
Got another Eagle down.
That's Brian Dawkins.
Bailey is going to sit down right in the middle. Now, Mike, he's about 6 yards short of the 1st down. He makes a good move to get away from William Thomas, and then he just muscles his way to try and take Dawkins the extra distance. Now, Dawkins winds up getting hit by his own guy.
James Fuller.
Fuller will come flying in and just twacks him.
And it happens so often. Defensive players hurt their own teammates as much as they do offensive players. Well, that was not a good mark for the Colts.
Yeah,
they didn't get the better of that one.
But this is a good decision by Lindy Infante. You've got to realize you're in a dogfight.
Absolutely.
And every point's going to count. Being a hero down here trying to go for it doesn't make any sense. This is a good decision.
So the Eagles have now lost Troy Vincent and Brian Dawkins on this drive. we'll get reports on these guys as soon as we can. Ricky Waters already suffering a concussion. There's Vincent up and walking around. He came off limping.
And also, you know,